I was 8 when I found it. A dusty dollhouse in the window of the thrift store, complete with its own set of porcelain dolls. It was love at first sight. I begged my mom for it, until eventually she agreed. I played with that dollhouse every day for years, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. Even in my early teens, I spent hours rearranging furniture and inventing lives for the porcelain dolls inside. Their delicate features, so lifelike, captivated me. However, when I started junior year, I played with my dolls less and less, until eventually I stopped playing with them at all. About a week later, I was woken by whispering that seemed to be coming from my old dollhouse, but curiosity made me step closer. As I reached out my hand, the whispers stopped. I opened the dollhouse and suddenly felt a sharp pain through my entire body. I collapsed, drifting in and out of consciousness. I was woken by my alarm the next day. I rolled over to turn it off, but I wasn't in my bed. I got up and went towards the sound, only to find myself staring at my bedroom from inside the dollhouse.
I found a strange mirror in the basement. Every time I stand in front of it, I feel as if someone is standing behind me. But when I turn around, there is no one there. This sensation fills me with both fear and intrigue. Today, I stood in front of the mirror again. The shadow in the mirror stood far away from me. But gradually it began to draw closer, its face becoming more menacing. Terrified, I stepped back, trying to move away from the mirror. Then, the shadow stepped out of the mirror and turned back. This is a woman with disheveled hair approached me. Panic surged through me as I turned to run, but the door in front of me slammed shut. I struggled to open it, but it wouldn't budge. At that moment, a chill ran down my spine, and I slowly turned around. Please like and subscribe to watch more of my story.
It was the worst night of my life. There were rumors that the school was haunted, but I didn't believe them. So when Caitlin dared me to spend the night at school alone, I agreed. After school that day, I headed to the restroom to meet Caitlin as planned. She wished me good luck and left. About an hour later, I heard the janitor leaving. Glad to finally be able to walk off the cramp in my leg, I ventured out into the hallway. The school was a lot creepier at night than I thought it would be, and the empty halls seemed so much bigger. I decided to raid the cafeteria for snacks before going into the principal's office to look at the CCTV. Hacking into his computer was easy, considering his password was password. I was flicking through the security footage when my heart dropped. Staring back at me was a tall, dark figure with an evil grin. I ran to the office door, only to see it coming straight towards me. Terrified, I jumped through the vent and moved as quickly and quietly as I could. I spun around and rushed in the opposite direction, coming out of the vent in the restroom. I ran towards the school entrance and then... They think I'm crazy, but this wasn't a dream.
My mum was going on vacation with her boyfriend for a week, so she told us to get a train to our grandparents' house, who we hadn't seen since me and my brother were babies. They were very welcoming and gave us a room with 2 beds. But they were very strict on one specific rule.
You cannot be up past 9 p.m.
Sometimes Grandma would make us do strange things, such as getting inside the oven to clean it since she couldn't fit apparently. And Grandpa would always tell us to never enter his shed.
I don't want you ever stepping foot in my shed, you hear me?
Unfortunately, I completely ignored what Grandpa said, and I decided I wanted to go see what was in the shed. As soon as I got there, I smelt a horrible smell, and I had no idea what it was, so I began to scatter around, searching for what it was. That was my biggest mistake. My mouth was wide open when I found human waste in one of his drawers. It was nighttime, and my brother couldn't sleep due to a weird banging noise outside our room. In front of my brother stood our grandma. Terrified by Grandma's strange behavior, my brother quickly shut the door. In the morning, he told me everything that happened.
And there she was, approaching me with that creepy smile.
I suggested that we would set up cameras to record her weird behavior at night, so we can see what is really going on. When it was nighttime, we said goodnight to our grandparents and slept quickly since we were anxious for what we would see in the morning. When it was morning, we rushed downstairs. We were shocked at what we saw. My brother instantly called our mum.
Hello, dear. How's it going?
Hey, Mom, Grandma and Grandpa have been acting really weird lately.
Honey, they might be in a bad mood. How about you turn on your camera so I can see them?
That's Grandma. That's the two of them.
Honey, I need you to listen to me very carefully, okay? Go upstairs and pack your bags and get out of the house immediately.
Why though?
Sweetie, those aren't your grandparents.
I was always fat, had tangled hair, and wore braces, while my sister was the prettiest girl in town. She had the flawless makeup, the perfect body, and always looked good. Sometimes I wondered why. Because we always ate the same food and went biking at 4 p.m. I noticed something weird. Whenever we were eating, she would immediately ran into her room after. One evening, I went to the bathroom when I found out her secret.
I always had acne growing up. I would do everything and anything to get rid of it. My friend, on the other hand, her skin was perfectly clear. I had the longest skincare routine while she had the smallest. All she did was wash her face and use a gua sha. I was bound to be jealous. One day while I was staring at my acne, I thought of an idea. I would put bleach on her gua sha. One night we were doing our skincare together. She left to go get something. I don't know what, but then my plan came into action. I drenched the gua sha in bleach. She then used it and screamed in terror. I laughed. I laughed so hard. When I saw her face, there were burns all over.
After my mother passed away, my dad got a new girlfriend. She was gorgeous and always took care of me. One day, she gave me a pink ribbon and tied it around my neck. I had worn this ribbon for as long as I can remember. At school, at home, at the beach. And I never questioned why, until one night my father went out for drinks, and I was left alone with his girlfriend. So I asked her, why do I have to wear this ribbon? Her facial expression changed.
You're not gonna take it off, are you?
I ran away to my bedroom, slowly untied the ribbon, and my head fell off. 1 year ago, I went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman gave me the keys, and when I walked back to go to my room, she said,
"There's a room in front of you which is abandoned. Never, and I mean never, go in there under any circumstances."
I said, "Chill out, girl, I won't," and then went straight to my room, opened the door, and went to take a nap. I woke up feeling tired as fuck and opened the curtains too. See, it was midnight. I went to the kitchen and grabbed myself something to eat, but I kept thinking about one thing. The abandoned room in front of me that girl told me about. I kept getting more curious, so I just decided to look into the keyhole. I sneaked out of my room and then went in front of the abandoned room. As I looked through the keyhole, I stared in confusion for a while. I could only see something red through the hole, so I went back to my room, since there was nothing interesting, and went to sleep. When I woke up, I started overthinking. What could have been that thing? Will I get into trouble? I kept repeating these sentences over and over in my head, when I decided to ask the girl about the room. So I went out of my room, and when I went down, I saw there was another girl. I still decided to ask her, and her face turned very serious.
Listen to me. Don't tell anyone about this. 4 years ago, a couple checked into that room. 2 days later, we found out the man murdered his wife. After that, we strictly forbid going into that room. One thing I remember about the wife was that her hair was black and her eyes bright red.